Today, we're going to take a spin through Pattern PXM. Pattern PXM is essentially, at its core, it's a source of truth for brands. It's a DAM, it's a PIM, which are terrible acronyms, but it helps manage all your content, your information in one place, and then syndicate that and get it out to all of your key channels so you can sell your product consistently, get product launches out there fast, increase selling days, and ultimately just expand your e-commerce channels to make sure that you guys are represented well on all the channels that you need to get product to. So what is DAM? Digital Asset Management, PIM, Product Information Management. So what we wanted to create at Pattern PXM here was a couple different things. One, if you have a product company and you manage maybe different variants or different products or different categories, different countries, child-parent relationships, colors, sizes, it gets tough to manage all your different attributes, your colors, your sizes, and then you have to get that maybe into Spanish, maybe into French, your copy, your weights, your DIMs. Really, really difficult to do that across all e-commerce channels when you're selling on Amazon and Walmart and maybe your D2C on Shopify, and then you have, eBay or Target, and then maybe mom and pops. Really, really tough to do. And so if you're using Dropbox and Google Drive, spreadsheets, your ERP system to try and manage all of this, you've probably ran into certain problems like, I can't find the right image, or this is the wrong resolution. There's duplicates. Which one's even the right one? Where's our new product launch assets? So all of these things that brands run into, that's why Pattern PXM was created. We wanted to become a source of truth to help brands manage all of their product content and quickly get that to those channels that they need to, whether it's through your salespeople or it's an API or just an e-commerce template feed to some of your channels. We wanted to make sure however you need to deliver content, we're the solution for it. So in a nutshell, if we look at this, what are brands doing really, really well on what we call the PXM or Product Experience Management platform? So there's these 4 key things that we've noticed the best brands do really, really well. One is they create and organize. They syndicate and distribute, whether it's API or templated syndication, we'll talk about that. They monitor and measure. They want to know, how are things doing out there in the wild? Are things accurate? And the 4th thing, this one has been really exciting with the evolution of AI. How do we optimize this? How do we make sure that what we're showing out there in the wild is the best content out there so we have the highest chance of conversion? PXM takes in all of these. And this is what really separates us from the crowd, is we're not just a DAM, we're not just a PIM. We are an entire product experience management where we are bringing in syndication, source of truth, and AI optimization into this technology. And this is what Pattern uses every single day, who's the largest seller on Amazon, to make sure that their content is getting to the marketplaces quickly, accurately, and then it's also being optimized. So let's take it then, spin through PXM today and show you what we're doing, what the platform looks like. So I pulled up a couple different instances here. We've got a lot of, the cool thing about Pattern PXM is whether you're a product space, if you're supplements, if you're VMS, if you're apparel, if you're electronics, and all these different types of categories, you're all, at the end of the day, you're managing product and you need to sell that on digital channels. So you can have an incredible amount of customization on Pattern PXM, and we did this on purpose. We know that vitamins and minerals, maybe they don't have colors and they don't have weights and sizes, but you know what? Apparel does. And so we need to have the flexibility to make sure that we're matching whatever category you're selling in. So everything we go through here today is very customizable and set up exactly how you guys need it to be. So right here, we're gonna dip in just to get a feel for our instance here. This is Guy Herbs, longtime partner of Pattern PXM. And so you can see that it takes on some of the brand. So lots of times that's unique to us too, is it's a B2B portal. So we'll have a lot of different people from different channels actually logging into your Pattern PXM instance where they can come in, they can self-serve. Of course, you can permission what they can see and what they can't see. And so they can come in and get marketing assets or logos or brand information or product information all right here without you worrying about them seeing pre-launch assets or unpublished content. So let's dip into this a little bit. If I'm a user or I'm a brand and I want to come in and I want to find something, well, we kind of grew up in the Google phase, so we just want to type in things and find it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in something and I'm going to find it. So I'm going to type in elderberry, which is, I didn't know what that was until recently, but it helps with things and all health things. So I typed in elderberry here, and now I found 16 products that are associated to elderberry. I can do a couple different things here. I can say, you know what? I really wanted to see all the images that have to do with this elderberry ingredient. I can click files here. Then I'm going to start to populate all of these images that have to do with elderberry. This is great. Sometimes as a marketing person, I just want to find a lifestyle image that has to do with elderberry. Of course, you can come in here and you can filter based on image type, if it's a PNG or a TIFF or a video. What we see very, very often is this product feature here. And this is awesome. This is unique to us. If you're just using a basic DAM, bringing in this product concept is really unique to Pattern PXM. So we're going to dive into this Elderberry Pro image here, and let's see what we have. So we have a couple different things. We want this to become your source of truth. You can see here we have all your product images that are associated to this SKU. We have all of your attributes, which is your weights, your DIMs, your pricing, your marketing copy, your different languages, kind of anything that you need that is associated to this product SKU right here in one place. And so, as you know, Amazon needs content, Walmart needs data, IRB or GNC, they all need different data. And so you keep all of that data here, and then we help you map it to say, hey, Walmart needs this data, Amazon needs that data. That's great, we'll map that, but we need it all in one place, all right here in that source of truth. And that's what we're looking to create here with PXM, is this source of truth for all of your attributes. And as I mentioned before, this is all incredibly customizable to whatever you guys need. If you don't really care whether your product is non-GMO because you're selling a t-shirt, no big deal. That won't be on there. We'll make sure that it's unique to you guys. And so this is where you go and you access all of your documents, your PDFs, your labels, sales presentations, high-res content, video content, it's all right here. There's some really great things we're doing on the AI front that I think would be really interesting to show also. So I'm gonna dive into just this one image here, this file. This file came in, as you can see here, it's just shy of a meg, 951 kilobytes at 2560 by 2560, which is great. This is their master file. So there's some things we're gonna do upon import for their master file, is as you know, as you syndicate to other marketplaces, this file might not work for Shopify. It might not work for Walmart. It might not work for Sprouts. And so what we want to do for the brand is we want to resize, reformat this image automatically. Then you don't have to have your creative person going and compressing and reformatting, changing this TIFF to a JPEG or a PNG. We're just going to do it for you. And so every image that comes in, we can have an automated resolution conversion to where you can look, and as you get into this, you're going to see this product variants. We automatically created large, medium, small in different JPEG, PNG, and WebP formats, all hosted on our CDN. So if your retailers say, hey, send me image links, we will send them a CDN link. And what's amazing about that is when you update this image in PXM, it's going to automatically update on your retailers' websites. That's amazing. That's brand control, and that's helping you control your imagery through all channels. It's fantastic. So this saves you guys an incredible amount of time from your creatives, and it helps to make sure that you are getting quicker to market and also showcasing the right version that's out there also. So this is all customizable. This is what this brand wanted. They wanted a 2400 by 2400 and a 1200 by 1200. You guys might want something different. Great. We'll make sure that we do that for you guys as well. Another thing that is absolutely game changing in this is what we're calling OCR data. So optical character recognition. When you come in here, you can see everything on this bottle we indexed and made it searchable without anybody doing a tag. We don't like tagging. That's not always the best use of time. You can do it if you want to, but we found that leveraging AI tags, along with product information, is the most effective way to find products and get what you need really, really quickly. So here, if I went, I just searched again for elderberry, I would find this image. Not because it's the elderberry product, I would do that too, but because our AI said, you know what, this contains elderberry here, let's go ahead and surface that. That's amazing for marketing promos, for campaigns, for things where claim or warranty that was in it. You need to find that really, really quickly because maybe you need to pull that from view. Great. You can do that right here. And it's super simple to say, you know what, the FDA all of a sudden decided they didn't want elderberry. No problem. I can just unpublish this. No one else can access it. Great. I didn't delete it. It's still in the system, but it really helps control your brand again through all those channels. So here's some fun things that we're doing. Of course, if I was to come in and I just wanted to, download this image too, we even give you different options on here to download to see what sizes you want. It's super, super powerful to just save everybody time, move really, really quickly, make sure you guys aren't duplicating efforts or duplicating the image itself. and control all your resolutions through all your channels. So that's one side on the digital asset management thing as well. And you might be thinking, does this work for video? Of course. So if you want to upload your high-res MOV, or say you went nuts and did a 4K photo shoot and you need to compress that, that's great. We can do it for you as well. So this doesn't just work for imagery, it works for video too, which is really, really powerful, especially if you're a brand-centric company and you have a lot of brand assets. You need to get that out into the world also. Gaia Herbs here, they are a great customer. When we get into this, you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and, I guess we didn't talk through this, but if you wanted to look through your products in a different way, say, hey, I didn't want to just type in Google, I don't even know what I'm looking for. That's fine. You can get in here and we actually have a great hierarchy built out that's incredibly customizable also. Here it looks like they're doing some marketing assets. Maybe they have some brand assets in here which contain logos, can contain brand style guides, sales collateral, that all lives in here also. And it's great. You can come in here and you can share out your logo package if you need to. No problem. Get that out into the world. Okay, I digress. Anyways, so here you can get into this product hierarchy where you can say, great, what am I looking for? And you can build out a really custom hierarchy within this where I can say, products, I'm looking for brain health. I might need to take a double dose of this. Agile mind. And let's see, I just found my product. This is all of the products that we're showing within the brain and cognitive support. I dove into this very specific product and now I have everything associated with this product right here, which is amazing. So if you wanted to have more of a hierarchical view or hierarchical experience where it has these folders and subfolders and categories within those folders, this is an amazing way to do it, where you can view all of your products right here in one place. Now we're gonna get to the fun stuff. So say I have these products and I wanna get them to marketplace. Great, I have it, it's all here. Now, how do I get this out to different channels? That's a fun question, so let's get into it. So there's a couple different ways, and I'm gonna bounce between a couple different instances here that I have prepared just so you can see the flow for different categories as well outside of EMS. So there's a couple quick click options. We can click select all here. You can do a few things. You can share this, say, hey, I just wanna share my brain and cognitive support health out to somebody. Hey, no problem, go ahead, click share, grab a link, here's your link, post it, you're good to go. You can just Slack that to whoever, you can send in an email, do what you want. Or you can have this publish to channel option, which is really fascinating as well, where you can select certain channels that they might be syndicating to within this. So let's jump over to this one. I'm gonna search for pillow shams. This is an apparel or a bed linen space. I think sham's a hilarious word, so I always like to search for sham. And so I found shams, and it looks like I have 82 products that are associated to pillow shams. So this is my new launch. This is my Sham 2025 fall line. I'm so stoked on this, and I need to get this out to different channels ASAP. All right, let's do it. So I'm gonna select my pillow shams, happily, and then I'm going to go again down here and select publish to channel. So when I come here, I get to decide, well, what channel am I gonna publish to anyways? Am I going to Amazon? Am I going to Kohl's? Am I going to Kroger or Macy's? For our purposes, since Amazon's kind of the behemoth, I'm gonna go ahead and click into Amazon here and show you what it looks like to actually syndicate or push content to Amazon. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do an API, which is great, or you can download that template and massage it more if you'd like to. When we have an API, I like to use it. So let's go ahead and step through that. So we're gonna do a direct push to Amazon. You can say, do I wanna do a partial update? Meaning maybe my listing's already live and I just need to change the title. I just need to change a couple attributes. Or do I wanna do a full update? I want to actually revamp this whole thing because I don't like any of it, or I just want to improve it, or there's some changes I needed to make because the FDA or the CDC made me. Or are you creating a new product? So is this a brand new product within the category that doesn't exist on Amazon? You can do that here too. For our purposes, we're just going to do a partial update. So from here, you get to decide, as you know, on Amazon, they're very specific on the categories you like, or they like. So we made it really simple. We can select it here. You can type in things really quick, make it quick search. We're gonna do bed linen. Sham kind of fits in that bucket, so bed linen it is. And then an image stack. This part is awesome. So as you know, when you go to Walmart or you go to Kohl's or you go to Amazon or Target, they all have different images that maybe you wanna send to Target that is different than what you send to Amazon. Maybe it's a different order or it's a different consumer. So we can actually help you map what images go to Walmart, what images go to Target, and then you can link that up with your product flow. So we're gonna go ahead and select our Amazon product image stack here because before this, we already said we group these images, we're ready to go to Amazon. So let's review and see what comes up on next. So here we start to get a page where we can select, like we said, we want a partial update. Which attributes do we want to update on Amazon? So that's where you can select here. Of course, you can select all if you'd like to. For our purposes, I'm just going to select a couple here. Things that we might want to update on this. So I selected a few attributes. I'm going to go ahead and review content. This part is fantastic. So because we have an API, we're actually talking to Amazon and saying, we're about to push this product live to your platform. What are the chances it's going to get rejected or accepted? So we call this pre-flight checks. This is amazing. This is unique to us. This is where if you were using someone like a Salsify, you'd have to exit your entire job, go out, update the information in the PIM, and then get back into that syndication flow. So here we wanted to just eliminate that and say, how do we just do pre-flight checks to make sure that before we even get into it, we've got a really high chance of success. So we called out a couple errors here on purpose, just to show you how we would rectify those within PXM. So there's a couple of things. You could come in here and you could fix things one by one. Looks like I forgot to describe, is the 24 or the size, is that in inches or centimeters or whatever it is. You can do it one by one, but what I like to do when it's all the same column, I like to do it all in bulk. So I would come in here, I say, of course, we're selling in Amazon US, this is inches. Go ahead, save and update that, which is amazing. Again, item display weight, we're gonna come in here. We're gonna stick with pounds because I'm pretty sure that's what we use in America, and pounds it is, save. I would revalidate this. Again, we're doing the checks again with Amazon to make sure that when I push this, it's gonna go through and it's gonna have a really high rate of success at this. So these pre-flight checks are really, really powerful when it comes to syndicating to marketplaces. We have APIs with Amazon, with Walmart, with Target, Shopify, and several others coming as well. So as you saw here, we now have the green check marks, which is just kind of giving us the A-OK, push the fun button, syndicate content. I'm not going to do that because, well, it's a live instance, but from here you would just push syndicate content and nearly instantaneously you would see an update on Amazon, which is awesome. So this flow is so powerful within Pattern PXM to help you quickly get content to your key channels via API. Of course, we know there's some channels that don't allow for APIs. That's fine. We use that. We use a system called templated syndication where we'd be able to export a CSV ready to go to market anyways. And so at least it saves all of your creatives and your product people and your marketing and salespeople time from copying and pasting and doing it over and over again. That's fine. We'll just map it in PXM so you can export it to Kohl's or export it to whatever channel you might be selling on and it's ready to go to market. So that part's fun. All right, now let's get into what happens if Amazon or another channel isn't actually showing the same data that is in your PIM or Pattern PXM. So this is an interesting scenario. So where this came from is Pattern used a company called Salsify, which is in Pattern PXM space. They're kind of a PIM and a syndicator. They had such high failure rates with Salsify syndicating to Amazon that they said there has to be a better way. And what they would find is they would syndicate to Amazon and they would show that, hey, that job was successful, but then they go and they check their Amazon listing and it actually wasn't. The image was different than what they syndicated. The product title, the attributes were actually old and outdated, and they syndicated a fresh version. So why didn't Amazon change it? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's Amazon and we just have to bend the knee, which is no fun, but it's the world we live in. Sometimes there is just a pure failure, which Pattern saw a lot with Salsify, why they then created PXM and created tighter integrations. So that rate is much, much lower. But at the end of the day, Amazon is just Amazon, and Jeff Bezos decided not to change that image or change it back on you for some day just because they did. So what does that do for the brands? This is where Pattern really came up with an amazing solution called Match. What this is, when you go to Amazon, so we have these different things here, syndicate, optimize, match. When you go to Amazon and you see that your listing is different or out of sync with your PIM, or I changed that yesterday, or I changed that 2 weeks ago, why is it different? That gets under your skin. Why did that happen? Why did they change that? Sometimes there's not an answer. So what a lot of brands do is they have somebody that goes and they manually audit all of their products to make sure that the images are right, the title's right. What a waste of time, but everybody does it because it's really important to control your brand. So you have to do it. So Pattern wanted to think about how can we create a technology that can eliminate all of that busy work. And that's where we came up with Pattern Match or PXM Match. This is awesome. This is where we will go and live audit your Amazon listings to make sure that your listings, your titles, your bullet points, your images are all the exact same or in sync with Pattern PXM. So let's talk through this a little bit. So we're going to talk through different things here. So I'm going to dive into a product here, the Xylus Zik Classic Food Chopper, and let's dig into this and see what's going on here. So as I get into this detail here, you're going to see 4 different columns. This is the attribute. This is PXM or Amplify. Seller Central. This is your Seller Central account that we'll connect with. We'll connect to your Seller Central account. And this is actually what's live on your listing. So you look through this, you want all of this to be the same. The attribute is brand. It says Xylus in Pattern PXM, which is your source of truth. You check your Seller Central, it says Xylus there. Live on Amazon, Xylus. Great. That's the way you want it to look. There's a couple things that we call out here though, where this is a little bit different. So for instance, image count, weights, links. We're flagging all of this. We're looking and saying, hey, you know what? In Pattern, it shows that you have 7 images. On Seller Central, it shows that you have 8. And in Amazon, it shows you have 8. And also down here, if you want to get a little more granular, we're saying and calling out that things are a little out of whack here. And so one thing that we're going to do here is first, obviously, call that out and say there's something that is mismatching here. Your listings that are showing live are not the same that are in Pattern PXM. So we're going to bring that to your attention. We run a nightly sync on this. It's amazing. So you can have great data on how often and how accurate your listings are on Amazon. So what do you do from here? That's the thing where you're like, oh my gosh, my products are out of sync. Good to know. Now what? How do I fix this? And this is a couple different steps you can take. One, you can come here. You can open a case with Amazon. You've probably done this. There's error resolution or ticketing, things that take a ton of time, and it can take weeks and weeks of back and forth. So we prompt this, we make it ready, we call out all the gaps, we call out the ASIN, and we just say, go to request form, fill it out, all the hard work's done right there. Sometimes all you need to do is just resyndicate the job because Amazon decided not to update it that day. That's fine. We can at least tell you without having to manually check, hey, this one needs help. So you can go here and you can actually just right here, oh, it's mismatched, no big deal, publish to Amazon. And we'll take you through that same syndication flow to resyndicate right to Amazon, and likely they'll accept it that next time through. We went through a lot. We went through create and organize. We went through syndicate and distribute. We went through monitor and measure with match. The 4th thing we didn't talk about was enhance and optimize. So this is probably one of the toughest things we've had to tackle in the world of technology is how do we leverage artificial intelligence and actually make it useful for product brands. As you guys know, artificial intelligence is like, it's getting thrown at you like crazy. And you're like, what do I even use? It's spaghetti at a wall. That person had 6 fingers. That doesn't look like my product. We would never position it in that type of environment. Yeah, we get it. We sell products too. And so when we wanted to lean into AI, we said we're only doing it with the right prompts. So what's the right prompts? It's data. So Pattern has more data than anybody on planet Earth, next to Amazon, candidly. But anyways, it's a lot of data. And so we use this data to input it into our AI modeling to help surface insights and optimizations for brands. Helps you understand what converts the best. Some people don't know. A lot of brands don't know. They go and look at their competitors' listings and say, hey, that's a nice photo. Maybe we'll do one like that. And hopefully it converts. Well, we can actually tell you what imagery converts the best. We can tell you what titles convert the best. We can tell you what attributes are being searched for. It's amazing. And you can't do this without data. And so having content brief in our back pocket where we're really driving for AI is incredibly powerful. So the vision that we're trying to create here, and which we have created here, is one, we wanted to be that source of truth. We talked about this, DAM, PIM, syndication. It's absolutely foundational. But going forward, how do we create the most efficient, future-proof flywheel? And that's what we wanted to do at Pattern PXM. So you have your source of truth. You syndicate. Let's optimize it. What's the best? What's converting the best? How do you stack up against all your competitors on the digital shelf? What type of imagery converts the best? Well, we've got the data to show you that. So then you can optimize your listings, save that back to your source of truth in PXM, and get that back out into the world. So content briefs is an amazing, powerful tool that we're leaning into hard in AI. But when we get into AI, we want to make sure that everything we do is data driven. And that's the power of Pattern PXM.